Mutaya Molindran, sir. Alright, शुरू करें। एक साथ। नेचर के सुराय, हर दिल में छाए, वो हमेशा हंसता, है कोई न टिकता। बैट्समैन का नाइटमेयर, now running fire, ये असली दबंग, bowlers की teacher, देखो इनकी पिक्चर, जोड़ा तालियां हो जाए। For this cast of April movie, Madhu, Dada, and
I want to say something.
Yes, please, sir.
I want to say something. We and him have played together for our entire career. He played a little more than I did, but my entire career was with Harman theatre. And we used to go to Sri Lanka all the time. Play Sri Lanka outside also. Here you have 10 people singing this. So in Colombo, in Kandy, in Dambulla, in Taunton, in India, the entire stadium is to sing this, Murli Dharan. Because we did this to only fall when Murli used to come.
This is what it is all about. It's all about bringing back those good old memories that you guys share. And it's a pleasure. Let's just start with the Q&A session. But before that,
तभी लोगों के खिलाफ सबको कानून ले लिया है और अब पूरे देश में स्थिति काफी हो गई है।
You guys have thrown everything in. I'm tired, your friends, Trace, even the Prime Minister. You can't say that you don't know the way. It's good.
यदि और को लोगों का क्यों चाहते नहीं कि तुम मैच ले ले तेरे हाथ में हिम्मत रखोगे
Can we have a huge round of applause? And we also really try to have Mr. with us. Sir, please take one wave to the audience and to the people of press. Yeah. And so सबसे हम आपसे एक सवाल करते हैं. So we have a question for you. Like this is your entire life story in a movie. Millions of people are going to be the witness to your life. So how does it feel?
See, first of all, I was very shy to accept this. 2018 when Venkat Prabhu came to Sri Lanka regarding a foundation, and he met me and he asked me whether I want to take a biopic on it. First I was very hesitant and shy about it because I'm retired, happy in the house, waiting and little bit of work with, I was doing with Dada Loans because 5 years I came here, and a little bit of Hyderabad as well. So first hesitant, then my manager said, because if you do something, you will get something for the foundation and that will help some people. Then I agreed. So that's the way it starts. And you know, a lot of problems in 5 years time it took to make a movie. And now I'm very happy because it's suddenly, at first I was hesitant and I'm not interested to do that. But like sometimes you think you're not, but sometimes you have to do some things. So only thing I asked my director, I gave the permission, everything, and it has to be very true story. It should be not added anything, masala or anything to make a movie good, because it's a biopic, because it has to be true what has happened, that you have to reveal. So that's also, I'm very happy, I'm glad that I came to Calcutta and meeting Dada. Is a very good friend, and you know, he's a wonderful player, and also I think he's the best captain as well, because you know, when India was after Azuluddin, a little bit struggling, and team was displaced, like you know, players were a little bit not happy about the team environment and everything. He brought the team in a difficult stage. He brought the team difficult stage. He got younger players into the team, introduced like Arbachan and like players like that, great players. So he made a team and get success of in India. He was very powerful. Unfortunately, he couldn't win a World Cup because he had a chance in 2003. Unfortunately, they lost to Australia. Other than that, when he gave cup and gave to Dhoni, was an easy transition because already established players are there. Then he have to do the right things, then he can take to the next level. So I know he's in Kolkata. He's a king. That's the way I say, because, and also a youngest person who become a board person. It is not a joke, because his organization in India is the biggest organization because of in the cricket sport. So become a board president is a very challenging, and he had a great 2-3 years of that, and successful. And now he's relaxing, and hopefully, I hope, I heard, right? I was there in Bangalore when I was talking to him, and we chat with few industry people coming talking to him, and you will see Dada's movie by next year, I think, hopefully.
Since you're here, what you deserve exactly. So what happened and how is it working for you?
I mean, पहले तो मैं thank you for the question, but ज़्यादा नहीं, I'm very starstruck sitting with Modi sir and Saurabh sir.
Trust me, all of us are.
Yeah, I mean, growing up in the 90s, I have grown up with Dada's regime, you know. So, like sir said, I'm such a huge fan. And but coming back to your question, could you repeat it please again?
The similar arm action.
Yeah, so I had a really bad car crash around 8 years ago, because of which I messed up my right ankle. And after I was locked in the film, I called up my director and said, I have something up my sleeve, quite literally, for you. And then that's when I told him that I have a bend down, and it sort of helps me replicate Sir's action a tad bit more. Because when I try to straighten it, it just doesn't go as straight. That's exactly like Sir's, which he has since birth. So yeah, if something bad, something good is coming, I'm able to portray Sir's action a bit more realistic.
Just like how the universe works, right?
Yes, absolutely. Some things are destiny, you know. And I think this film is like that for me.
Dada, we are really happy that you are here, and you and Melissa both have had some fierce battles, right? and some extraordinary thing happening on the crease. Is there anything which happened behind the scene, maybe in the locker room, which you would like to share with the people? Some interaction, yeah.
You know, thank you so much. Happy is an understatement for me. Anything connected to Buddha is from the heart. Because not only he was the greatest spinner of all time, he's one of the greatest human beings you'll ever meet. You know, soft, gentle, kind, and always smiling. You know, I've grown up in an era with a very strong Indian team and had some great players. But for us, Sri Lanka was only. And I think that with due respect to everyone, Sri Lanka has produced some great players. Aravinda De Silva, Kumara Sangakkara, Mahela Jayawardene, Arjuna Ranatunga was a very good player who was a World Cup winning captain. So they've had some outstanding players. But Murli was different. You know, as I said, you know, you land in Colombo, you land in Sri Lanka, you go to anywhere, everybody from the... I remember my first trip in 1997, yes, my first trip in 1997 to Sri Lanka. And we used to go to Sri Lanka very often. Every summer we used to be there. The Taj Samudra Hotel in Colombo was just like our home for us. June, July, we were there, and I loved Sri Lanka. You know, I remember my first trip, I landed and I was going through the immigration at the Colombo airport, and there were very kind people. India was coming. And they said, all the best for the tournament, all the best for the series, you know, have a good trip. But remember, we have Murli. And I remember the exact words. And this used to happen all the time. He was not just the backbone, every bone of the body for Sri Lankan cricket. And I'm so happy he's done a biopic. I've seen him on the field, I've seen him off the field, I've met his family. I've seen him in Colombo. He's unbelievable. So I know you will enjoy this film. You will get to know a lot from this film about Murli's life, because many of you have just seen Murli on television or at the ground. But what goes behind in making a great champion that he is, and hopefully you'll be able to see it on this film. As I said, I'm extremely fortunate to be here this evening on the launch of this biopic. It's a worldwide release. And everyone around the world must see it, because Murli just doesn't belong to Sri Lanka. Murli belongs to the world, belongs to the world cricket. He's an ambassador. He's an unbelievable ambassador of the sport. He's a gentle ambassador of the sport. And when he...
So now Durga Puja is around the corner. So what's the best thing about Durga Puja that you feel?
Oh, it's our biggest festival. It's unbelievable actually. You need to be in Jakarta to realize what Durga Puja is. I'm sure as you're driving through the city, must be seeing the half-constructed pandal, half illuminated areas, and by the time it comes on the 14th, which is the Mahalaya, this city will be a different city. It's a holiday. I know you talk about Christmas, I know you talk about Ganpati, you talk about the Brazilian festival or any other festival around the world. This is the biggest festival, and it's fascinating for over a period of 8 to 9 days.
Let's just suppose you had to assemble a dream cricket team, and you can add players from any era, from any team. Who would be the top 3 picks?
Murli is definitely one.
Of course.
Murli, not because I am at the release of his biopic. Murli definitely one. Sachin Tendulkar definitely the other. And the third one, I would probably go for Glenn Murray. So these are definitely my 3 picks: a batsman, a spinner, and a fast bowler. So I think there would be a contest between Jimmy Anderson and Glenn Murray, but on all conditions, I think Glenn Murray would be my preferred choice. So these 3 definitely.
And so this World Cup is around the corner. So 2 Indian players who we should watch out for. Like those guys are going to come out as surprise.
India has enormous talent, and you've been watching it for the last 1.5 months. They have just peaked at the right time. You know, it's a very powerful team, and there are so many. Rohit Sharma, the way he batted against Australia the other day. Shubman Gill is in the form. It's like Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul. There are so many of them, you know, who could turn the game on their own. And it will be very difficult for me to point 2, but I think you can watch out for Shubman Gill. You can watch out for Shubman Gill and Virat Kohli. I think good batting conditions. Virat's also have started to play well after a bit of a tough period for about a couple of years. So I think these are the two batters who I think will be very good in these conditions.
Thank you so much, brother. You've been sport here, and of course, Madhur is here with us. Madhur, again, you know the rules. You have to be very quick with the answers.
Right.
Yeah. So first, you learned a lot about your old age, sir. You studied a lot, but was that one thing that came to you as a surprise?
So I knew Murli sir, जैसे आप लोग सब जानते हैं Murli sir को. It was just about his exploits on the field. I was not aware of the tremendous journey he's had in his life from a young child, from a minority community in a ward I was studying in Sri Lanka. तो उनकी लाइफ के जो रियल इवेंट्स थे उनके बारे में जान के काफ़ी मुझे शॉक भी हुआ और काफ़ी कुछ आई थिंक उनके एक्सपीरियंसेस से अचंभा होता है कि कैसे एक बंदा जो इतना डिस्क्रिमिनेशन जिन्होंने झेला है अपने लाइफ में वो फिर भी आगे जाके चैंपियन बॉलर कैसे बनते हैं. So it's been
that journey that came to us.
Yes, absolutely. Because I wasn't aware at all about his personal life, which I think most people are not. That's why the tagline says the unknown story of
And Murli sir, we have some questions for you. You know the rules. You have to be very quick with the answer. Okay. Toughest opponent. That batsman was very difficult to bowl.
Toughest opponent always in India because they are the players who play spin. So I struggled a lot because in India, we haven't won a match here this match. So I was playing, so it was tough with India.